I'm Richie Palacios from Brooklyn, New York, and I play for the Tampa Bay Rays.
I'm Joshua Palacios from Brooklyn, New York. I play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and this is the Step Up Podcast.
What's up, guys? It's the Step Up Podcast. It's your host Nelly in the building. I got home team Allie.
What's going on?
I got the two home team brothers with me. The Palacio brother. I got Josh and I got Richie.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, smooth criminal.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Richie Palacio.
Yes, sir.
Pirates and
Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays. Ooh, shout out to Austin Shinton. That's my boy right there. Play
Real?
for me. Yeah,
That's
Austin,
my guy,
my
too.
guy. Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah. And Ronnie Richardson,
Lord
the coach over there.
Shenton. Call him Lord Shenton.
The vegan guy. He's the
Oh God, he
vegan
makes
guy.
all the chefs struggle over there.
Yeah, bro, he made us struggle. We go to McDonald's, he just get cheese with the burger. Just get the lettuce with the burger.
Yeah, that's
drove me
shit.
nuts. Nah,
shit.
he's a dude though.
Yeah.
He's a dude. That's awesome. No.
Who's older?
Right here.
Ooh.
Older
You can
brother.
tell by the beard. That's why I shave. I want to look nice and young. Shave this every time.
So let's get into it. You guys are from Brooklyn, New York. It's definitely a struggle coming out of there.
Big
We all
facts.
know. We just got done talking to one of the guests, Rob. He's from out there from Bronx. It's just the looks. You guys don't get the same looks as if you're in Florida, if you're in Georgia or California, the premier states. Tell me your upcoming. If you Josh could go first, and then you go.
Yeah, for me, played in Parade Grounds League, Brooklyn, New York. If you're from Brooklyn, you know about the PGL. Went there, high school, I went to Severian High School. I went there 2 years. They dropped my scholarship, actually. Then I went to Telecommunications High School, did what I had to do over there. And then after that, I went to Stony Brook, San Jack, and then Auburn. But just a little bit on the New York City vibes in Brooklyn. Ain't nobody want to come and see me in Brooklyn. Like, we always had to go to Jersey. I know my coaches be making phone calls to scouts like, hey, this guy has some potential in colleges. Even the colleges in New York City didn't even want to come to New York City to watch us, which is pretty crazy.
So where were you training at? Like through high school? Where did you guys work out?
We was working out pretty much wherever we can. Like, if there was a batting cage, your Ozone we used to work out at, where CJ was at. Pretty much anywhere CJ Turn 2 Fitness was at, we was there. So we hit with him in Ozone over there. Then he opened this spot up in Long Island City, and we trained there to this day.
Yeah, it's funny because his story, like the only reason he got the scholarship to Stony Brook is they came to watch another pitcher. And this man, I think, you had cycle and
Yeah, I hit for the cycle off of him.
Oh, awesome! That's how you do it. Though.
That's how he got a scholarship to a school that's in New York City. So it's pretty crazy.
It's crazy. So let me ask you, Rich. You have an older brother. You see what he's going through, the struggles or whatnot. Did you face the same, or you try to take a different route for him? I'm sure he did some meatball stuff. We all older brothers. I'm an older brother. I've done it.
And he helped me hide it better.
Yeah, that's good. That's my brother. I swear, you're an angel. A cat. I just got caught.
No, I definitely dealt with similar struggles, but also some different ones too. Growing up, I just was always told I was too small coming out. So when I would go out to Georgia, to Florida, and play, I would put on a show, and just a lot of schools told me I was too small. So it was a little bit different struggles than me, than my brother. But obviously, I just worked hard through it. Went to college, I started lifting literally 3 times a day. So I literally had no neck.
So you were trying to
look
get
like
stronger?
CJ. Trying to look like CJ.
CJ's crazy.
Yeah, but things like that. But obviously, it's tough. The scouts didn't want to come to New York, and it's fine now. Granted, we're here, we're at the stage now, but we're trying to put on for the next generation. So these guys do look at us and say there are some monsters coming out of New York. There are some players, and there's guys that definitely have good character, work hard, and they're not soft.
Well, I will say this past few years, I would say about 5 years, it's been about a first rounder every year out of high school going out of New York.
Facts.
It's been crazy since Chase Petty, actually. It's been going nuts. It's been going nuts.
Do you guys think there's something because of where you came from that kind of sets you apart, or could be an advantage, it's in your mindset or how you look at things, or because of where you were raised?
100%. I say the first advantage is what it takes in order to get your work in New York City is different. When people talk about work ethic, I had to get on a train for an hour to be able to go work out with CJ. And then after working out with CJ, we had to hop on a train for 30 minutes after school, go hit. We hit for an hour and a half, then I got to get a train back on an hour to go back to my house and go into games. It's nobody's driving us to games. Granted, I had my dad around to coach us, so he would drive us. But the basic New York City kids, we not driving the games at high school. We not taking school buses. We hopping on the train. We hopping on the bus. We getting there early. We hitting off the tee. So when I'm doing all that, and then now in the major leagues, you're just telling me I got to show up at 12 o'clock, just show up to the field and everything's handled. Say less. I'm going to put my work in. And that's what people don't get about the New York City kids is we got to do a lot of things just to get the bare minimum. So when you give us the opportunity and resources, it's takeover time.
Yeah, especially like in the minor leagues. Minor leagues for a lot of people were tough. I mean, it is tough. You know, the bus rides, the dusty cities, dusty hotels. It is tough, but that's nothing that we didn't overcome when we were in high school in New York City and middle school in New York City. So obviously, yes, it was tough to get through the minors, but you know, we were just focusing on the process of the game and playing well, performing. That all the other stuff, with the horrible bus rides and stuck on the bus, like everyone else is complaining, and we're like, nah, we've been through this like 10 times over.
And even like if you're from Brooklyn, you know about the fields in Brooklyn. Every infielder in Brooklyn got a mouth guard like we playing football. So when the dudes we really got hands because the Bulls is kicking up all over the place. You play in the outfield, you stepping in potholes, you twisting your ankle. So when you're dealing with those type of things, you put us in a hotel, you put us in a 5-hour, 7-hour trip. That's light work compared to what we got to do.
No, and I do agree with the fields, and that's why I think a lot of island kids and all that go through playing them shitty fields. They could play at any go to the bigs. There's no hops. There's no hops.
Zero.
My boy get to stay down the whole time like that. No hops. So I think that's amazing. You guys come from an environment a lot of people don't know outside, of New York or whatnot, that you're riding those trains, you get robbed, you get killed.
Yeah.
Especially at night. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on at this time of day too. I'm sure it's worse. We deal with Pepe right now. He move around like that. He from the hood. He playing catch at the tennis court. So it's a movie, right? It's you want to be able to change those kids' lives, and it's dope that guys like you are be able to give back. You made it. You can show these kids, look, I did it. You could do it. So I think that's pretty awesome of you guys.
Speaking of island kids, and then like giving back to the kids, you guys just got back from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I just want to hear about the experience.
Oh man, you want to start? Or I'll start?
Yeah, I mean, shout out Todd and Lucius. Shout out Don't Blink. They've been had an event for the past, I believe, 6 or 7 years now. They've had us out there for the past 4 or 5 years. We go out there. I mean, they fly us out and we go there and do baseball camps for the kids. I mean, those kids are having the time of their life. They got a showcase now, minority baseball prospects. They got a showcase where high school kids can show off their skills. There's MLB scouts actually there in Bahamas. That's a good trip for them too. And they get to watch these young kids from Bahamas and from the United States playing the game. And then we go out there and have a home run derby on Saturday. And Josh.
It's really just a vibe for you guys, right?
Yeah, it's a vibe. We get to hang out. Number one is like family. You got all the dudes that's playing in the league. I mean, it's a lot of good people out there, so we all connect. And then on top of that, we give back to the community out there, which is nice because the kids get to see a lot of major leaguers. They get to see the representation. And like you was just talking about, when you can see the representation, it makes it possible.
Yeah.
Like Jazz usually being there, Lucius, Todd, all them dudes, having like Mike Harris down there and having other major leaguers and minor leaguers, anybody that's signed is good for the kids. And then hitting on home run derby on the beach is crazy, bro.
It's crazy. It's our only opportunity for baseball players to feel like a basketball. Oh, let's go play the back, right?
Facts.
You can't do that.
Facts.
You can't do that. So
Facts.
it's the only time you guys get to have fun with each other, no freaky and play. But that's fire. So how'd that trip go? Who won?
Awesome.
The trip went crazy. I mean, we put on for New York. If y'all gonna see some videos, we got sturdy. You saying all that? We walked out to everything lit. We had to hold it down.
Oh, there you go.
I pull up I came in third place. My boy Chavez Young won it. Shout out my boy Chavez Young. He won it for the city right there. Somebody signed that, man. That's the best in the field I ever seen in my life. You don't sign him, you played yourself.
Word. You gotta go get that bat right there. You won the home run derby. You want to get some real dogs, so I gotta see that one.
I was just chilling.
You just out there vibing? You didn't want to hit?
That was a coach.
This is the first year I didn't hit. So
He was coach. He's like, yo, chill. Take a breath. Drink some water.
Longer nights than these meatballs. Nah, that's a vibe. So, tell me, I've been asking. I'm trying to start this new thing. I've been trying to ask everybody, what's their best memorable moment, coming up, and you guys are in the starlight, under the lights, and in front of every fan. What is your moment that you remember that impacted you?
In the major leagues.
Or any, you don't necessarily have to be measured. Yeah.
Man, I mean, I say this a lot for the guys that's in the big leagues. You never know like the type of impact you can have on a kid. Because one of the most memorable moments I remember to this day, is when my dad was a roommate with Ellis Burks, and he was in the major leagues with the Cleveland Indians. We went to Yankee Stadium. My pops pulled us out of school, told me he had a doctor's appointment. Went there. We went for batting practice. I remember Ellis Burks like picking us up and let us stand on Yankee Stadium dirt. And I think it was for like 2 minutes while we talked to Ellis Burks. And that's been burned in my mind forever. And it's like, it was probably knowing what I know now. It was just a little interaction. He probably just put us on the field, chat for 5 minutes, and went back to BP. But like for me, for life, I'll always remember that.
That's awesome.
What about you?
I mean, damn, that's tough.
Paul O'Neill?
I would say that would be, I was thinking about that one. when I was a Yankees fan, I just loved Paul O'Neal's like crazy kick he used to do when he hit. So we got to meet Paul O'Neal. I was probably like maybe 5 years old probably. And I got to like meet Paul O'Neal, and I told him, and I was like, "Look, this is how you hit." And I did a little kick. And we got on video. He was dying, and he knew that I was a real fan from then on. So, like I said, every major league player you meet, or even pro player you meet when you were a kid, you never forget that moment. So that just goes back to why we got to get back to the community and be there in all these communities, not just New York, to show these kids that like, hey, look, it's possible. Like we were you one time. And we were happy to give back and be able to meet you guys and show them that we are real and that it's very possible.
No, that's dope. That's crazy because I have similar too. I used to love watching CC and Joe and Andrew Jones and them going down. Joe Girardi get thrown out. And now I'm friends with all these guys. Now I gotta hang out with all of them. So it's a movie. Even if you don't make it on the field, you can still have an impact of the game and all that. So I love that. I love the fact that. Those big leaguers show some love. Just a little love, and you're going to remember that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, sure.
And I always remember when they shook my hand. Always, and signed my ball. I always.
This is off topic, but will you guys kind of take me back to the beginning of your guys' relationship, or just how you guys even know each other?
Home team, man.
Home team, man. Yeah. Shout out Germ. He connected us right here. Home team. And
CJ too.
CJ big time.
Yeah.
CJ turned to fitness. He was down there with FTB Nelly.
Yep.
So.
So they in with us. They're gonna be home team. We got a bunch of stuff going on. A couple showcases we're gonna do for the inner city kids. We're gonna give back. They're gonna be a part of the home team wave and everything. So it's a blessing to Germ from exactly where they from nothing and became something. So just like them. So it's awesome that everybody comes together and works together.
It's rewarding to pour back into it for sure.
Yeah. No. I mean, and it's dope because you don't lose sight of who you are. You went back to your city. You never had to go back. You don't owe them nothing. It was tough to get out, you know what I mean? To want to go back and try to help change it. Which, knowing the area you guys is at, it's the hardest thing to change is those travel ball teams. It's beef.
It's like the mafia, man. Everybody got their own side.
Together we grow together, but not everyone understands that.
No.
Exactly. Got to organize.
Unfortunately, it's not all like that, which is fine. It happens. And so what, in the majors though, right now, what would be your biggest moment?
Oh, I already know mine off the rip.
Yeah, I know yours too.
Yeah. Off the rip.
Mine's is my walk-off hit. I would say my walk-off hit. I haven't had a walk-off in the major leagues till this season, so walk-off hit against the A's. Get to throw the bag, get to do any celebration you want. So definitely that's that, and I'm glad I did that because I was the last one in the family not to. So.
Yeah, he was slacking. He was slacking.
My uncle got it first, Philo got it second, and I was slacking. So I had to do that.
You got in the big moment though, the big stage.
Mine was my home run, walk-off home run on my birthday. And that was crazy. And then doing every single dance I know around the bases. Hitting the gritty, getting sturdy, doing everything I knew around the bases. There was absolutely nothing like that feeling there. But I'll say the second coolest moment I experienced, like the one I got to witness, was being in center field when he hit his first major league home run.
Oh, that's dope.
And he actually hit his home run in the same exact section. I hit my first major league home run, same field. So I got to witness that and I had to turn around because I was kind of laughing at the camera. I wasn't trying to show nobody up, but I was just happy my little bro did something.
Honestly, I wiped that. My first memory was just playing a series against my brother in the big leagues.
Yeah, that was
walk off second, but playing against Big Bro in the big leagues and us having a great series. That's more memorable than anything I could do.
I gave him a little credit, but go check them films. I'm the big brother. First one to hit a home run in that series, and it hit the ball farthest. You know how we getting down.
Home runs.
Facts. Now, let me ask you this, though. Would you have robbed it?
Oh, 100%. If it was close, I'm taking that. Gotta hit it farther. So
that's good to know.
He put it in the stands, though, so I couldn't do nothing with that one.
That's dope.
Is there someone you guys face that, like, as you're walking up to the plate, it's like, not intimidating, but it's like a motivating, like, oh, like, this is the guy, I'm going to be the guy that's like, I'm going to take him yard, like, I'm about to get a hit off of him. Who's someone in the league right now like that for you?
Dang. I'm trying to think. Maybe when I first got called up, the first guy I faced, like the big time pitcher I faced was Garrett Cole.
Ooh. And
I was like, nah, I'm going crazy today. It's Garrett Cole. I got to show out. Things didn't work out how I thought they'd work out, but that was probably like the first time. But I think after that, it kind of just becomes more routine of like, who's the guy on the mound, who you gonna face, and then this, that, and the third. But I think Garrett Cole was the first guy.
I mean, this year it was cool to face Mason Miller because he was throwing 105.
That was good. Yeah.
Shout out Mason, he's in our agency as well. So facing dudes that throw 104, 105, that's always like, all right, like let me get locked in. I grabbed the lightest bat in my bat bag, the shortest bat in my back bag, and I was like, I'm not striking out. I didn't get a hit either, but I was like, I'm not striking out.
Roll over. Who cares? I'm
Pop out. I'm good with it. I'm taking it.
I'm out.
I'm not gonna be in the highlight tape.
So give me. I like to end the podcast right, and I want to be able to see what the best advice you give any of those kids. Let's say not even in your shoes, but just advice just to make it in life or make their goals happen.
You know, for me, one thing I feel like a lot of people struggle with when you're on teams and you're in a sport that's like baseball. Just be yourself. Like just be yourself. In the minor leagues, it's pretty tough. When there's not a lot of minorities in the game, and then in the big leagues as well. Mm-hmm. So some people can be intimidated, by certain people or whatever it is. But I've learned that I've played my best when I was myself and I was acting like myself. That don't mean disrespect anybody. You still respect the veterans because they run the team, all that. But just being yourself within that and not, being shy because you're just getting on a new team or whatever. Like, be yourself. I played the best when I'm myself, and I'm never going to not be myself.
It's powerful. And for me, I'm going to say control what you can control. There's a lot of things in this game that's not in your control. You may feel like you deserve certain things. You may be putting out certain performances and not getting the results. Control what you can control and work on what you can do to better yourself the next day. Because at the end of the day, like my mom used to always tell me, you got to be undeniable. If you're not so good that you're undeniable, then it's your fault. You got to go back in the lab and put that work in. So just focus on what you can control and better yourself every day.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You got anything for them, Allie?
Yeah, I just want to finish off on just the brothers thing is so special to me. Like, that's so fun. What's something that like you guys have learned from each other? Like, how has he made you better and vice versa?
I would not be here without Big Bro, for real. Like, yeah. I mean, I had him two years ahead of me in every step of the way. So, when he was in college, he was saying, this is what you need to look for. This is what you need to do. When he was in the minor leagues, this is what you need to do. When he got to big leagues, this is what you need to do. Sometimes I act like I'm not listening, but I listen to every single thing he tells me. So that's one thing I would say.
Not sometimes. He always act like he not listening.
That's a cheat code, though. He's giving you the source.
I say one thing I learned from him. I learned from his baseball intelligence. His baseball IQ is very high. Pitch selection, like he does a really good job. Pitch selection. I'm more impulsive. Sometimes I just be wilding, trying to hit everything. And I watch how he goes about his game because he's very attention to detail, very focused on what he's trying to do. And I watched that, especially you see it this year, his on-base percentage was crazy. Yeah. So looking at those little things and trying to implement them. Like I'll talk to him like, yo, what you see from this picture, what you looking for, what's the zones, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, we talk every day during the season. Like, what do you got in this guy? What'd you see about this guy? Back and forth. So honestly, when we're in the league at the same time, we play better. Yeah. Because we have that. Scouting reports and scouting reports. I know him, better than anyone else, and he knows my game better than anyone else. So being able to, feed into each other, what we see, what we've seen from certain guys has helped us be successful together when we're in the big leagues at the same time.
And the last thing is the competitiveness, because I be out there and sometimes I be getting ready to hit on deck and be like, yo, your little brother just hit a home run. And I'm like, nah, I got to lock in now, or else that group chat going to flame me, man. It's trying to turn it up. So it definitely helps the competitiveness.
Nah, that's fire. To compete. I got a little brother. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I feel him. But so I think that's it. We could wrap it up. I really appreciate y'all showing up, showing love. I know y'all busy, time season, getting getting ready for the next one. Big contracts coming up, right?
Yeah, God willing, man. God willing.
As it should be,
Good contracts for good people.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. Appreciate it, Allie. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
This is Home Team Step Up Podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. It's your boy Nelly. Home Team Allie.
Thanks, guys.
We out of here.